This is a really interesting question, and I like how he asked this. So I'm going to give you all the first honest answer you've probably ever seen about it. About 2 weeks ago, I was in Amsterdam in an alchemical library, and I was reading some very old antique texts from the Rosicrucians about this very topic. I have my own personal beliefs about whether or not there are non-corporeal intelligences beyond that of humanity, and how humanity has historically interacted with them. But they put it more succinctly than I ever could, so I'm going to read you an excerpt from one of those books. About the Rosicrucians, it is believed that they can command the elemental spirits of nature, and knew the secret of the Philosopher's Stone, a substance which rendered him who possessed it all-powerful, immortal, and supremely wise. And they assert that there are many occult laws and mysterious powers of which mankind on the whole knows very little, and which would for many centuries remain unknown to science, because all science is based upon the observation of facts, and facts must be perceived before they can be observed. But the spiritual powers of perception are not yet sufficiently among mankind as a whole to enable them to perceive spiritual things. They say that if our spiritual powers of perception were fully developed, we would see this universe peopled with other beings than ourselves, and of whose existence we know nothing at present. They speak of the inhabitants of the four kingdoms of nature, of nymphs, undines, gnomes, sylphs, salamanders, and fairies, as if they were people with whom they were most intimately acquainted, and as if they did not belong to the realm of the fable, but were living beings of an ethereal organization too subtle to be perceived by our gross material senses, but living, conscious, and knowing, ready to serve and instruct man, and to be instructed by him. They speak of planetary spirits, who were formerly men, but who are now as far above human beings as the latter are above animals. And they seriously assert that if men knew the divine powers which are dormant in their constitution, and were to pay attention to their development, instead of wasting all of their life and energies upon the comparatively insignificant and trifling affairs of the short and transient external existence upon this earth, they might in time become like those planetary spirits or gods. So it's not just my personal belief. Some of the greatest minds in human history have believed that we can interact with intelligences beyond the norm, and that there are definite ways to train people to open up this two-way street. I'm going to show you a few more pages from this book, and if there's enough interest, I'll republish it. So let me know in the comments.